In your honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry, 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 sorry.
Please rise, please rise, please rise for the honor. Please rise for this trial case that we are now present. Welcome, guys, everyone here, the juries, everyone watching from home for this criminal case, the trial case, of course, the state of Alabama versus my client, my absolute client who I am defending today, my client who I'm acting on the behalf of Jude Victor William Bellingham. My client, Your Honor, has been a victim and of discrimination of character and identity. The person that you're seeing this season isn't my client. Your Honor, it is not my client. And most specifically, in the events that took place on the 26th of October at 8 p.m., that specific 1 hour and 30 minutes, when my client played 92 minutes to be rather specific, that, Your Honor, is not my client. And this man right here, Carlo Ancelotti, has been the reason for that. He is making my client look in front of the whole world as a fraud. But in reality, my client isn't that. My client has been literally playing. You will see. I've got Your Honor, and all the juries. Whoa, what's Fiona Kadali doing here? Brother, Your Honor, you'll see in my defense statement where I'll be defending my client today. Absolutely defending him. And I've got evidence. I've got important evidence to suggest why my client has got 0 goals in La Liga this season and in the Champions League. And we're about to approach November. Why he is on 0 goals. And I'll tell you exactly why. Before everyone watching, of course, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel. And you will see why this brother, Carlo Ancelotti, is playing my client, Jude Victor William Bellingham. And you will, by the end of this video, and by the end of this trial case, Your Honor, you understand why exactly my client deserves better and why he's been a victim of abuse from the Spanish media and online presence where everyone has been calling my client a fraud. He's a one-season wonder. Oh, look, last season was a fluke. No. Your client, you'll see why. We start with last season. Real Madrid and Barcelona. Real Madrid and Barcelona last season played 3 times. They played 3 times. They played twice in the league and 1 in the Spanish Super Cup. And I will show you exactly the footage which Your Honor, I have watched 4 games which consisted of 90 minutes. 3 games from last season, 1 game from this season. I rewatched the El Clasico from the first minute to the 92nd minute where we lost 4-0. And I rewatched every single El Clasico from last season, Your Honor. Last season, I rewatched all 3 Clásicos where we beat Barcelona, home and away, and we beat them in the Spanish Super Cup. And I'll show you where my client was used and how he was being provided in this pitch. Compared, of course, where I will finish it off with how it's being used this season. As you can see, this is where Barcelona has the ball in the 3rd minute of the first game, which ended 1-2 to Real Madrid. And by the way, Your Honor, I was there, present at that stadium. I was there in that stadium. So I looked at it firsthand. I had firsthand experience. As you guys can see, my client is right here. He's playing where we played last season a lot of the 4-2-2-2, where my client was used more as the free roaming between the left-hand side, but more specifically in the middle. As you guys can see, right now, when we are defending, he's been used on the left-hand side. But when, I'll show you, still, look at I miss our shape. Look at that shape, bro. Vinny, Rodrigo attacking, pressuring. And look at our shape. We've got Fede, Chimeni, Tony Cruz, and of course Jude Bellingham right here. Look at the shape. Look at how we're pressing with unity. With unity. That's how we're pressing. And this is how we are and how we are set up when we have the ball. As you guys can see, this is how we're setting up. And where, please, Your Honor, look at my client. My client is playing right there in the middle. Right there in the middle. Where if you play him where he wants to be played, a lot of good things will happen. Right now, this is how we're setting up. Another picture, Your Honor. Where, look at where my client is right there. Roaming between that midfield, that 10 position. Wherever you want him to be, whether that's left-hand side, right-hand side. But more specifically, if you play him in the right position, Your Honor, you will achieve a lot of good things. Look at Real Madrid last season. Achieve the best there is. You'll see. And this is where, once again, whilst we have, this is, of course, when Barcelona scored, and Barcelona was 1-0 down. But look, Your Honor, look at where my client is, right there in the middle. I'm showing you, it's not like I'm showing you 1 minute and 190 minutes. No. I'm showing you throughout. I'm showing you gradually throughout the whole game. Look at where he's been used, man. Look at where he's been used. This is where he's receiving the ball. Look, bro. He's been used right there in the middle. This 30th minute, look where he's been used once again. Look at him. One thing about Jude Bellingham, which in my opinion goes very much under the radar, he is a very good runner off the ball. His movement off the ball might be one of the best traits that he's got. He's a very good high IQ movement. Look at him. He's waiting for the ball. Mendy should have, to be fair, passed it over the top. But look at him. He's making that run, hoping for the ball to come to him, which he's very good to do. He's done it since last season, and you'll see gradually throughout the whole last season in every single Clasico game. Another one. Look where he is. Right there in the middle, waiting for the ball. This is now in the second half. You think it's going to change? Nope. It's still the same. Look at him. Running. This is what I mean. He's a very good runner. He knows where to exploit. He knows which space to exploit. And he doesn't go into crowded areas, unlike someone that we have in our team right now. I don't want to name and shame. I think you might know who. But this is him right here, moving, and he of course got the ball, which ended up as a corner. But look at him, understands where he needs to be. Another one where we're defending, right there, Your Honor, right there, Your Honor. Look where when we have the ball, when we are playing a low block, look where he is. And of course, this is where when we scored, when my client, Your Honor, in this game scored 2 goals, and look at the second goal, the match-winning goal, where he was. Look at the position where he was, occupying that space just behind the striker in Joselu. Look where he is. He smells his instincts of goals. He knows where to be. And he might be one of the best finishers that we have, if not the best. And this is him. Understands. Like I said, Your Honor, he knows where to be. He understands exactly where he needs to be, Your Honor. And of course, the goal came and Jude Bellingham scored. And Your Honor, this is the facts after the game. Look at where my client was, Your Honor. He was occupying most of the ball right there. Right there in the midfield. And when we defended right there on the left-hand side, Your Honor. Look at the average position, Your Honor. Look at where my client was, right there in the 10 position, right there in the middle. He was the third furthest player up front, which is, we play with 2 strikers, of course. He was the furthest out of forget the 2 strikers, he was the furthest person up front, which he has to be, Your Honor. This is who my client is, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm not done. No, brother, I'm not done. I'm not done. Hey, judge. I'm not done. Let me finish. We move on to the second El Clasico, Your Honor. Once again, look at where my client is when we're pressing, high pressing, something that we didn't do against Barcelona. We did it a couple of times, but not effectively in that first half. Where second half, Barcelona had so much time to progress from the ball, build from the back, and we allow them. But look at where we're pressing them last season in the second El Clasico. And look at where my client is, Your Honor, right here in the middle. This is another illustration of that. Where my client, once again, he knows when to make the runs. He knows exactly the space that he has to exploit. And he knows exactly where he wants the ball to be. Rather than telling him, yo, pass the ball, he knows, he gives an eye contact to the person who's got the ball, and the ball exactly went right there, which once again resulted into a corner. This is another example where we have the ball in the second half, where my client is right there in the middle, right there in the middle. This once again, when we're defending, and pretty much the game was over, but still, when we're defending, look at how we're defending. Look at that setup, the 4 at the 2, exceptional setup. And Your Honor, once again, look at my client he was everywhere on the pitch, but mostly he was right there in the middle, Your Honor. And once again, of every single person, my client was once again the furthest person up front. Beside the strikers, beside Rodrigo and Vini, my client once again, Your Honor, was the furthest person up front in average positions. It took place against Barcelona in the first game of the El Clasico, and this is the second game, Your Honor, that my client is there. We go to the third El Clasico, Your Honor, of last season, where we beat, once again, Barcelona. We beat them 3 times last season, fam. We beat them 3 times last season. To be fair, they had Xavi, which helped a lot. But anyway, Your Honor, look where my client is when we have the ball. Of course, we are 1-0 down already. Look at him right there, occupying that space. We'll move on to how we are pressing when we don't have the ball. And look where he is. Right there in the middle, Your Honor. Right there. We'll move on to now when we have the ball there. Look at him. Understands where he needs to be, Your Honor. Always in the middle. Because, Your Honor, simple man, let me ask you a question. A midfielder, where should he play? Exactly, in the midfield. In the midfield. My client is a midfielder. So where do you think my client should be playing? Exactly, in the midfield. But my client not only is a normal midfielder, he's a unique profile. He's someone that might be one of the best transitional in the final third midfielders. So where do you expect him to be? Exactly in the 10 position. We're moving on though. This is once again how we are lining up and how we're setting up when we don't have the ball. And Your Honor, look at him. He's right there on the left-hand side. Because when we defend, when we attack, his position is different. But when we defend, he occupies that space. Move on. This is once again, look at where my client is, making the exact right runs. Making the exact right runs behind the defense, which he might be one of the best players in the world to do that. His movement, his IQ, combine that with his intelligence to understand where he needs to be, is elite, top tier, my honor. And of course, the pass went to Vini, which resulted once again to a corner. But if the pass, if Fede could have provided, look at that. If he could have just complete different situation. And that's why my client made the run. Because my client has done that very well last season where he scored. Look at the numbers he provided last season compared to what he's doing this season. Where how he's been used and wasted, Your Honor. Anyway, we'll move on. Second half. And look at him once again. Not only, my honor, let me go back to this picture. Let me go back to this piece of evidence. Not only is my client a very good person to run, a very good runner, and someone that can move and create space in behind the defense, he is also a very good presser off the ball. And he doesn't get tired. My honor, there is 2 things. When you press, anyone can press. Anyone can chase the ball. All you have to do is just chase the ball. But, Your Honor, there is 2 things. There is useless useless pressing, and that is organized pressing. My honor, my client is the organized pressing. He doesn't just chase the ball. No. He knows where to chase. And he knows exactly. Not only is he chasing with himself, look at him right now. Look, Your Honor, he's instructing the players, like, yo, push up. That's what he can do. And that's what we need our strikers to do, where they need to press at all cost, unlike who we have at the moment. We move on, Your Honor. Once again, we have the ball, and look at where my client is utilized, Your Honor. Right there, in the midfield. Look at him. We move on. Now, in the last stages of the game, Your Honor. Last stages of the game, Your Honor. And once again, my client scored the last second goal, Your Honor. Back-to-back league El Clasicos. But please, Your Honor, look at this, yeah? This is very important, Your Honor. Is he looking at the ball? No, he isn't. Where is he looking? He's looking at the back line. This is where my client is. And look at what he's doing. He is looking at the back line, not because he fancies them, because none of them are at the same level in terms of appearance as my honor. Bro, my honor is a very good-looking geezer. He's a very good-looking geezer. So he's not looking at their appearance. No. He is looking at where they are standing. He is looking at their positioning. He is looking whether he is currently standing in a offside position. And if you go back to my last video, my honor, you will see one person who doesn't do that. He always stands in offside position, doesn't look at the surroundings and doesn't try to drop deep. But right now, he's looking where everyone is and he is then purposely dropping back. And then boom, couple seconds later, look at him right there in the right position, once again, providing the right runs. And this is where he scored the winning goal, your honor. And now, your honor, look at this, the average position, your honor. Always in the right spaces when we're defending on the left-hand side. And once again, your honor, he is the furthest person up front. He is the furthest person up front beside, once again, Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. And now, your honor, this takes me to the crime incident. This takes me to why everyone is here. The juries, everyone, the reporters. Hey, no pictures, please. Everyone behind, and I'm seeing Jude's family in here, because I understand, bro. Even his brother from Sunderland's coming here. We've changed his brother's life. His dad is here, his mum is here. We're changing everyone's lives. Well, why is Sharky here, brother? Get out, man. But anyway, this is where we are currently. Everyone's here for this reason, and this is why we all are here. The incident, my honor. This is where my client is right now. Look at where my client is, your honor, right here. Right here, your honor. You think that's just the 5th minute. Your honor, why is Lucas Vazquez and why is my client right here? Why? Your honor, why is Jude Bellingham utilized in this position right now? Why is Lucas Vazquez playing over him? Why? Your honor, when we have the ball, why is he being... Sorry, when we don't have the ball, why is he being utilized as a right wing back? He's been utilized as a right wing back. Look, the 2 wing backs and the 3 centre backs. In that position, in this game, this is how it's been played. Your honor, look at it. Once again. And by the way, I'm showing you moments. 5th minute, the 8th minute, the 13th minute, 15th minute. Your honor, we lost this game 4-0. And I still watched it. It pained me. It pained me. Because I did a watch along, your honor. I had over 100 people in there. By the way, shout out to all the 100 people who was tuned in. That's my biggest watch along as of yet. So shout out to all of you guys who tuned in. I mean, listen, I won, but at what game? I mean, bro. I got 100K. But we lost 400. We lost 4-0. Crazy. But shout out all of you, man, who's been showing love, the content, everyone. Anyway, your honor, look. Your honor. When he is being utilized in the right positions, look at him, your honor. Look at him. He had the best chance of the game. Your honor, you watched. I sent you personally the video of Mbappe, my last video, where he was standing in the offside position. Your honor. This was Jude Bellingham's only run in behind the defence, and he nearly scored. He took a bad touch. It's fine. He slipped. He tripped. It's fine. But look, your honor. Look at where he is standing. He's making the right noise. He knows exactly when to run to make sure he's not offside. And look at his teammate who's standing in offside position. I didn't even show this. If I showed you in my last video how many times Mbappe was standing in offside position. Yes, Mbappe was, 8 offsides? There was other times where I was watching this game, he was still standing in offside position, but the players refused to pass the ball to him because the brother is offside. And your honor, look at this. Mbappe standing offside, but my client is making the right runs. My client is making the right runs. Look at where my client is. We move on. Once again, look at where my client is. Look at where my client is, your honor. Why is my client tackling? Why, Your Honor? Why? Por qué? Por qué? Por qué? Your Honor, you think it's stopped? No! You would think this man right here, Carlo Ancelotti, after seeing all of this, boom, 1, 2, wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 45 minutes, you would think that he would adjust. You would think that he would make changes in the second half. Nope. He did exactly what he did in the first half. And look where he's utilizing my client. Why is my client at right back? Why is it that Lucas Vazquez is nowhere to be seen, but my client is occupying and covering his spaces? Why? Why? Your Honor, I'm not going to bother showing you. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother wasting everyone's time. Showing you more footages. Showing you more evidence. Your Honor, my client was utilized as a right back this whole game. My Honor, he was the furthest. He was not furthest. Outside of the defense, outside of the attack and the midfield, look at where he was being utilized. He was the deepest midfielder. How is a right back more advanced than him? How can you, after what he did in this game, after what he did in this game, after what he did in this game, look to yourself and say, you know what, Jude Bellingham? Nope. You are right now, I'm going to play you as a right back. And this is how he's been playing as a right back this whole season, Your Honor. Now you wonder why he doesn't have 0 goals. Now you wonder why he's got 0 assists, Your Honor. This is why. This whole season he's been utilized as this. This whole season he hasn't played in the right position. But when he does play in the right position, Your Honor, he provides you exactly what you want. The game against Atalanta in the Super Cup, he gave you a midfielding performance. The game against Atleti, he gave you a workhorse performance. But this man is taking advantage of my client because my client is a complete midfielder. My client has got no weaknesses and my client can play exactly wherever you want him to play. And this is why he's taking advantage, because he knows my client's not going to say no, because he knows my client wants to win at all costs. That's all he cares about. He wants to win, he wants to win, and he wants to win. And that's why this man is taking advantage of it. Your Honor, before I finish, Your Honor, I want to show you some interesting stats. Your Honor, Lucas Vazquez had more touches in the final third than Jude Bellingham. Our right back, Your Honor, had more touches in the final third than Jude Bellingham. Your Honor, Jude Bellingham, my client, had more defensive actions, which if you guys didn't know, everyone, I know you guys are saying, what? I know. Your Honor, that means interceptions, blocks. I don't know why I repeated interception twice, bro. Possessions 1, XYZ. He had more defensive actions than Lucas Vazquez, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm going to end this right here. And I'm going to ask you a very important question, Your Honor. I showed you the footage of what Jude did last season, Your Honor. And you saw how he did last season. How he's been utilized. And the impact he had in our team last season. And how we won Champions League and La Liga. We won games. We were entertaining. We convinced a lot of games. Most games. Why is it, Your Honor, that last season, Jude Bellingham, where he was last season, and look at this season where he's been utilized, Your Honor. For that reason, I want 3 things from this trial. 3 things, Your Honor. And I'm going to come back once again. I'm going to come back every single time. The first thing I want, Your Honor, the salary. The salary of Carlo Ancelotti, I want it to be mine. I want the salary of October, September, and August, every single month that my client has played so far this season. I want his salary to come to my client's salary. I'll take 10% of that. Secondly, Your Honor, I want my client to play exactly where he needs to be played, moving forward in the rest of the season. I do not want him to be playing as a right back. I do not want him to play as the deeper midfield. I do not want him to play as a right midfielder, my honor. I want him, if we're defending, I get it. If we defend, of course, we have to play in a bit deeper. I understand. Because Mbappe and Vini, they stay up front. But when we have the ball, your honor, I want him to be the furthest player outside of Mbappe and Vini Jr. I want my client to be right there behind the box. I want my client to be responsible for most of our goal-scoring options and creativity, because that's what he can do. He is our best runner. He is our best presser. So why do you play him as the right back? Why do you play our best finisher as a right back, your honor? And last but not least, your honor. Last but not least. I'm not done. You think I'm done? I'm not done. I want Mr. Carlo Ancelotti. I want Mr. Carlo Ancelotti by the end of this year, not season, your honor. Season. I want him. Are you listening, your honor? Hey, are you listening? I want him by the end of this year. We've got 2 months remaining, November and December. If my client does not improve, if my client's position does not change, I want him to be responsible for fraud. Because, your honor, this man who claims to be an all-time manager has never retained a trophy. Last season we won the league. Last season we won the Champions League. And that's the reason why this season we're not going to win both of them if this doesn't change. For that reason, your honor, I await your verdict. Thank you very much for listening of my defense statement. And what's the verdict, guys? The comments. Now it's up to you guys. The juries. You guys are the juries. Put down in the comments what your verdict is. What your thoughts is with my defense statement. What you think how my client Jude Bellingham has been utilized this season. And I'll wait. I'll see your comments. I'll see. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you've been watching, like the video. But most importantly, I want you to comment. Free Jude Bellingham. Free Jude Bellingham. Of this man who's been wasting him every single game. Buona ciao.